Hello! So, I haven't made a video in almost years, but this one I felt was kind of important because, I myself, after I got my piercings, looked up a lot, like a lot, on YouTube, and some of them, to me, some of the videos were, well, I mean, they're accurate for the person's experience, and I'm sorry I'm filming this on my phone because I don't have a camera. I am at college. I don't have enough money for that. So a lot of people had the same experience. I had one very different. Not worse, like not bad. My experiences were not bad. So I'm going to talk about my nose ring, my industrial, my tongue ring, and my tattoo. I'm going to talk about the order I got them, so it's going to go nose ring, tattoo, industrial, tongue ring. The industrial, tongue ring, and tattoo I all got done at the same place. Nose ring I got done at home. Not like at home, but like back home in Arizona. I am not in Arizona right now. I'm going to college. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to start with nose rings. I got that done first. I got that in August, the beginning of August 2018. Right, like a week before I left for school. And it wasn't bad. So when I got my, I am gonna talk about my lobes to tell you the difference between what they use, like if you go to Claire's and get your lobes done, compared to if you go to an actual piercing studio or a tattoo studio and get your piercings done there. So at Claire's, they use a piercing gun, obviously. I'm sure some of you guys have gotten your ears done there. I got mine done there. Piercing guns are not the best. To me, the piercing gun was very painful. I got lightheaded and dizzy, and I found out a couple years later that I have this thing called a vasovagal response, and that I do get lightheaded and dizzy when needles and different pressure changes in my body happen. And surprisingly, when I warned the girl who did my nose, I warned the person who did my industrial. I didn't tell my tattoo artist because I knew tattoos were different. I did warn them because it wasn't a needle entering my body that I had a vasovagal response. Now, shots and IVs and getting my blood drawn all will make me throw up. I can't control it. I have tried to control it, but I do not feel better until I throw up. My ears almost made it happen. Like, I got very, very lightheaded when I got my lobes done. But when I got my nostril done, it didn't happen. And so I thought, okay, maybe it's just a one-time thing. Like, woo, it didn't happen. My nostril didn't hurt that bad, like, at all. Like, at all. It didn't hurt. It didn't bug me. I mean, it did hurt, like, the next day, but obviously you just had a needle shoved through your body. It is gonna hurt. It's gonna get swollen, but they do make room for that. And nostrils, depending on where you go, they will pierce you with an 18 gauge or a 20 gauge. I got pierced with a 20 gauge. I have an 18 gauge in my nose right now because when I changed my nose ring, if it wants to focus, when I changed my nose ring, I changed it about a month and a half too early. Like, you're supposed to wait 3 months. I think I waited maybe 2, maybe 1.5. Like, I wanted to change it. I was done with the stud. I was over it. So I changed it really, really early. And I changed it to a 22 gauge hoop. Now, those bend ridiculously easy. They are not good for your piercing, especially if it is still healing, because they can get deformed when you roll around, when you move. If you bump it, they will bend, and then your nose heals in that position, and mine did, because I tried to change it back into a stud. I even tried to change it to plastic studs, but I couldn't get them in. Like, I tried, and I just couldn't get them through the hole. And so when I went home, I had a hoop in, And I told my mom, I was like, look, I've been trying to change it. And she took me to a tattoo parlor. And we picked out, this little opal. Come on, focus. Focus? Are we gonna focus? No? Okay, well, it's opal. Picked out this little opal stud. She bent it herself. That's why it kind of looks funny in the back, because this is not one that you would normally get pierced with. The ones that you would get pierced with, they're very, very like hook shaped, and a lot of times if you buy them online, they're extremely hook shaped. But if you go to a very, not saying that people who don't cut their own are not reputable, like my tattoo parlor is very reputable, they don't cut their own piercings though. If they cut their own, they have a much higher quality of steel, and it's much better for you. So she shoved this in my nose, and my nose has stretched to the 18 gauge. It has healed much better. Like, it was completely healed when she shoved this through my nose, but it has re-healed into this shape so that I can change my jewelry so much easier. I haven't though, because I don't have any other 18 gauge. And it's just so much better. So don't change it before you're supposed to. Don't. So yeah, don't change it before you're supposed to. Aftercare, listen to your piercers. I did for the most part, but I also heal really fast, so I actually stopped aftercare about 2 weeks in. Don't do that. You're supposed to do it through the entire healing process. Do it through the entire healing process. Do as I say, not as I do. Because I said so. And then next up is my tattoo. If I can show you, maybe. It's an anchor with some blue flowers and leaves. It is in the traditional American style, or American traditional. The tattoo artist I went to, he's really, really good. I adore his work. So, yeah. He's amazing. He drew this up based on my mom's tattoo, and I had my dad's and my grandpa's initials done. I'm gonna have him do another one soon, but I don't have the money for it right now. Oh yeah, my nose, it was pain level out of 10. So for me, it was like 3 tops, and that was like the day after when it was swelling. When I got it done, like, I barely felt it. She put the needle through, nothing happened. That was good. Back to the tattoo. So that tattoo, that is obviously much bigger. There's I actually have tattoo needles over there. I don't really want to dig them out and show you what they look like, because it means I have to unpackage them, and then I'm down 2 sterile needles, because I'd show you the lining one and the shaded one. But so that feels very different than the piercing. Tattoos, it is multiple needles touching you, hitting you all at once. Like, the lining needles are groups of 5. Depends on the needle. Some of them are a bit thicker, some of them are a bit skinnier. Mine are the skinny ones. These ones are a bit thicker. And then there's shading needle, which has like a lot more needles on it. And so that one almost sent me into a vasovagal response a few times, but nothing major. I was able to control it, I was able to keep it down. And then, like, I am November, December, January, February. The tattoo's almost 3 months old. It's still extremely beautiful. It's still not done healing. Tattoos do take a very long time to heal. Like, it looks healed and it feels healed, but there's still, like, it's still healing underneath. I still do get mini breakouts from some of the ink, because red ink and yellow ink are extremely sensitive to light and sun, and if you're not careful, they will break out. But that's just how they are. Like, if you take care of them properly, keep them covered, don't let the sun hit them, don't let UV light hit them, they will normally be 100% okay. Like, the breakout on my arm, I broke out for the longest time on the yellow and red parts, but those went away after a couple weeks, making sure just keep putting lotion on it, keep it covered, keep it sterile. It did fix itself and it felt much better. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. So that one I would say, again, 4 out of 10. Like, to me, it wasn't that bad. A lot of my piercings were never that bad. And then the next one I got is my industrial. The bar across the top of my ear. Again, that one is 2 piercings in one. So they stick you twice. So those ones are normally much worse. The second piercing, focus. It's not gonna focus. The second piercing is supposed to be much worse than the first one. But again, to me it was not that bad. Like, still better than my lobes. And it's still healing. Like, I only got it a week and a half ago. Almost 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks on Monday. And it's Friday, so almost 2 weeks ago. I still can't, like, I can touch it, and sometimes it's still sore. This one's a little high maintenance. Like, it is very high maintenance compared to my nose and my tongue and my lobes. Actually, I don't even remember how high maintenance my lobes were. I got them done, like, 6 years ago, almost. But it's very high maintenance. I have to clean it 3 times a day, because with the fistulas forming, it likes to secrete ooze. Well, it's not really ooze. It kind of dries up before I even notice it. And if you have piercings, then you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's normal. It's not infected. It's not swollen. It's not red. It might be red because I've been touching it and playing with it. But, like, I can move it. I can twist it. It's not stuck. It's not infected. It's not gross. That one again, 2 out of 10 maybe. Like I said, got it a week ago. Doesn't bug me anymore. It hurt the first day, obviously, the first 2 days. But it was really cold outside, so I have free icing of the ear and didn't have to work for it. But like I said, that one is 2 piercings in one, so it can hurt a lot more than other piercings can. But it didn't really bug me more than my nose did, or my tongue. And then we move on to the tongue. So the tongue, focus. My tongue is extremely short. See? You see how close it is to the tip and how it's off to one side? It is because my tongue is extremely short. Most people, it'll get pierced. Like, they'll pierce it there, maybe a little bit further back, and then right there. But because of how short my tongue is, it is close to the front. But it doesn't touch my teeth. It's not wearing away my gums, but I've only had it for a week. I'm sure it will eventually. Like I said, it doesn't touch my teeth unless I'm talking, but that's because the bar is still, like, super long, because it's the one I got pierced with. And actually, that one I get to change next week. Yay! So that one's also still healing. This one, like, almost no maintenance at all. Like, you do need non-alcohol mouthwash. Some places say antibacterial mouthwash, some say no alcohol mouthwash, some say Bactine. I think it's Bactine, because that's the dry mouth one. So me personally, I would do non-alcohol the first couple days, and then when it's more healed, I would start using an alcohol-based. I myself am really bad about it because it doesn't bug me anymore. Like, it's still right around the holes, it is still a little bit tender, but that is because obviously it's very fresh. The fistula is still forming. The bottom of my tongue is still getting used to it being there, so it's still like wearing its hole or its callus there. Actually, kind of like braces do. Like if you've had braces and you know how your cheeks for the first little bit are like really sore, and like kind of get used to it. It's the same thing with your tongue and the tongue ring. So that one's not bad. Like I can play with it now. I do that all the time. I bite it, like roll it against my top lip. That kind of stuff, because the bar is super long because it's the one I got pierced with. Soon it won't be. I have tongue rings in the mail, focus. So it won't be as long, and I'm gonna change it because that one you can change at a minimum of 2 weeks after getting it pierced. A lot of places do say 4 to 6 weeks, but if your swelling has gone down by week 2, don't change it before week 2. Do not change it before 14 days. It is extremely bad because your fistula is not done forming. It's not even done forming at week 2, but it is a bit safer. If you need it changed but don't feel comfortable changing it yourself, go to where you got a pierce and they can change it for you. But after 14 days, the bar is too long, and it does start to affect you. Like, I'm now getting food stuck under it and stuff. So as soon as my tongue rings are here, I'm probably gonna change it. I might wait a couple days to change it. I might wait another week. So I'm at 3 weeks before I change it. So that it has time to heal properly. But again, this one's the lowest maintenance piercing. Your mouth has a lot of focus. Your mouth has a lot of bacteria fighting enzymes and stuff in it. So getting your tongue pierced is a lot easier. Now, same thing as earrings. It does sometimes ooze that thing that crusts over on your earrings, but on your tongue it does not crust over. In my experience, it just kind of looks like mucus. You just take a Q-tip and you wipe it up. It's not bad. Your tongue is not going to die and fall off. I am extremely lucky. I have never had an infection with any of my piercings. If you do, look up the infection symptoms and that kind of stuff to make sure that you don't have an infection. Now again, my tongue piercing did not hurt. I had asked several of my friends before I had gotten it done, because I have a bunch of friends with tongue piercings. To them, they said the clamp was the worst part. Focus. The clamp didn't even bug me. I felt the needle prick my tongue, and then it was done. The bar being put into my tongue did feel weird because you could feel like the cold metal inside your tongue, but it only lasts a couple seconds. But one thing I'm gonna say, ice chips. You're going to want to have ice in your car, or go and get ice after you get it done, because it will hurt. Because it swells up, and so the bar is kind of like pinching it a little bit. And it's uncomfortable for a couple of days. They say 3 to 5 days is how long swelling normally lasts. Mine was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. My swelling did last for only 3 days, but I also heal really fast, so and it kind of looks like, if you look at your tongue like the day after, like after you've woken up, it kind of looks like you've bitten the side of your tongue, because you can see the imprints from your teeth. Because your tongue is so swollen, it can be imprinted so easily. You're gonna sound extremely funny. I still sound kind of funny, but that's because my bar is too long, and I can't really say TH words because it gets stuck, like, right there. Actually, I can kind of talk a little bit better because my tongue's not as swollen, so the bar is a little bit easier to move. But after you get your tongue pierced, if the swelling goes down, and you still can't really talk. That probably means your bar is too long. Focus. Or that if you notice on the bottom, if it is like knocking your teeth or causing you to talk kind of funny, that probably means you were pierced in the wrong spot. Now you can go, I would go back to the piercer if that happened, or you could just take it out and wait and get it redone. Like mine is pierced really far forward. I notice sometimes like certain words I feel and can hear the piercing knock the back of my teeth. It doesn't bug me that much, because right now I know it's not going to do that much damage. I'm almost certain, because this is a piercing that can cause a lot of problems, that down the line eventually I'm going to have to take it out. Like, I'm not afraid to do that. Because if I do, I might just go in and like have them pierce it to the other side, because it is pierced off really far to an angle. So I can have it pierced off to the other side, or I can have these things called venom bites done. But tongue piercings are normally one you do have to take out, which I'm not afraid of doing. Not bugged by it. If worse comes to worse, I will take it out. It's fine. But for right now, I really do like it. I can play with it. It helps me when I'm bored, and I've only had it for like a week. But again, that one was no pain. I mean, sometimes it still hurts, like if you get food caught, or when I go like that. If I pull too hard, because it is still healing, and my tongue is still sore. At the piercing site, like, it's still very thick because it is still healing. It does hurt, but it's not horrible. So, yeah, I wanted to make this video because I have watched several. I may have said this at the beginning. At this point, I can't remember because it's been 22 minutes. At this point, like, I just wanted to make it because I did a lot of research on the piercings after I got them done. I looked at a lot of videos after I got them done, and some of them were like, it hurt so bad, and I'm like, no, it didn't. It didn't bug me at all. And they were like, oh, it hurt worse than this, or this, or this. I was like, so I just wanted to make that to have my side on the internet for some reason. I don't know. But yeah. This is ridiculously long for no reason at all, and I might make another piercing video because I do plan on getting more. I might make more of tattoo videos, because I plan on getting more. But for right now, since I'm in college and I'm a broke college student and I'm filming on my phone, I probably won't make a bunch for a while. But I might one day, when my industrial is healed, make a piercing changing video, and when I have more nose rings and tongue rings, I will make a video changing all those so you guys can see how I do it personally. There's a lot of videos up there, but since this video is now almost 25 minutes, I'm going to say goodbye.